You might see headlines going around that people are thrilled with the Trump transition, and there is something to that is worth looking into. But I also need to let you know that some of the people Donald Trump is nominating, the Maga movement in particular, seems to have a significant issue with, and it's for the funniest reason imaginable. We'll get to that in just a second. But first, overall, yes, people do seem okay if you just look at the polls. So, do you approve or disapprove of Trump's handling of the presidential transition? 59% say approve, 41% say disapprove. So that looks pretty good. I mean, that's significantly more than the percentage of the vote that he got. He didn't even get the majority. But the issue is that that's kind of just how statistics work. He's got 95% of Republicans that are optimistic, only 15% of Democrats. So, you get some independents and other people aren't really paying attention. And he hasn't yet, sacked the Capitol. So I guess it's good. And that's what that looks like in the end. 59% are like, yeah, okay, I guess that's fine. They don't know that he's not signing the ethics paperwork and he's hiding who's actually funding the transition and he's hiding who's actually donating to the inauguration. They don't know that stuff. A lot of people checked out of politics after the election. So don't read too much into that. Bear in mind, 23% of the country say that they're dissatisfied. 21% say that they're angry about his transition. And so that's something. Other interesting developments in the polling. Back in October, only 13% of Republicans rated the economy as good. 25% now rated as good. It's almost doubled, and he's not even in power yet. That's how powerful he is. So anyway, that's obviously ridiculous. But what do they actually think about the people he's putting forward? Well, some of them are being greeted with overall acceptance. RFK Jr. is considered a good choice by 47% of voters, so not a majority, but only 34% say not a good choice. And that just by itself should call into question virtually everything about our education system and our media, because dear God. Marco Rubio's at 44 approve, 25% opposition. Pete Hegseth is just at 33%. So people have more of an issue with Pete Hegseth than they do with RFK Jr. So that's definitely something. Now, this is unfortunate. 51% say it's important that Trump appoint people who are loyal to him personally. 81% of GOP voters think that. Now, look, it's only 51%. And if you ask people, should he have people who are loyal to him? That can mean different things, Francesca. Like, sure, in general, they shouldn't be like aggressive towards him, but he's not appointing people who are abstractly loyal. He's choosing people who are loyalists, which is not the same thing. And I feel like that could get lost in this sort of polling. And so I want your thoughts, and then we'll get into the candidates that the Maga movement are not at all happy about.
Well, I'm curious about that because in terms of polling, look, I am someone, I don't pick up my phone ever. I'll be like, call me, and then they'll call and they're like, it just went to voicemail. And I'm like, ew, who are you? Call me. Like, I never pick up my phone. So in terms of, polling and people who answer, like, yeah, I question the methodology slightly. But yes, it is pretty disturbing that 51% of the American people are like, yeah, Trump should appoint loyalists. But again, I think you're right that it's like, people don't know what that means. Like, what does that mean, loyalist, right? It's just like, I guess someone who is disloyal to the United States president would kind of seem disloyal to the United States. So there's, I'll give them that. But my favorite part of that is, yes, they're like, oh, Trump was elected. Automatically the economy's good. Good old Biden's economy. Bad old Biden's economy, which was really Trump's economy. Trump's a good economy was really Obama's economy. It's almost like the policies you implement today impact the economy of 4 or 5 years from now.
Yeah, well, in any event, let's turn now to those they're not happy about. And a lot of it has to do with health. And you might be confused by that because you just heard that they're okay with RFK Jr. No, they're fine with RFK Jr. because he's gonna do some stuff that might be really risky with your health. They're mad at the people who think that health is like a good thing that should be encouraged and protected. And so the right-wing message boards and places where Maga congregates are filled with messages. And by the way, not just generally, his Truth Social bleats get replies from people whose whole personality is loving Donald Trump, but they're not happy about some of these. So one in particular was Dr. Janette Nesheiwat. a physician, so to be Surgeon General. And one person messaged him, Dear President Trump, many of us are very disheartened and upset about this pick. This doctor has been a major advocate for pushing COVID vaccines upon people, which are being proven cause much harm. You know how there's studies constantly coming out about how vaccines are killing everyone? You know how that's a thing that actually exists? She also was a big advocate of masking and other terrible COVID policies. Please don't let this happen. Sincerely, your base. So this doctor, who I'm sure is a kook and has been on Fox News and everything, I mean, he picked her, but also thinks that vaccines are a thing that should be used and masks might be good when respiratory illnesses are being spread. Screw her. Another person said, President Trump, you need the current Surgeon General of Florida as the USA Surgeon General, not the globalist pro-deep state lady you nominated.
Jesus.
Bad pick for Surgeon General. Are you trying to kill us all with jabs? Tell her to get lost. So another person who thinks that people are dying from the vaccine, despite years of constant evidence that that's not how it works. Oh, by the way, in researching the story, I found that 1 out of 4 Americans never got a vaccine of any kind for COVID. So that's fun. But before we discuss Pam Bondi, also massive Trump loyalist, his own personal lawyer, they're still not happy about it. One said, Trump, please do not put this communist in office. That was news to me. I didn't know that she was a part of the Communist Party. One said, please change Pam Bondi, your new attorney general. She is super anti-gun. She has a horrible history being anti-gun. That's all she focuses on. Rhino. That's just thrown in there. And there's a bunch of compromised pictures of her and bad history. There's have to be someone else. This is very depressing. So I don't know what the compromised pictures are. I don't want to know. I feel like they're spreading deep fakes of Pam Bondi and I'm very worried about it. But so they're not happy with Trump's picks in one of the only areas where they weren't happy with Trump, which is he wants them to take medicine sometimes and they do not like that, Francesca.
Oh, thank you, user 123456789, for weighing in. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care what these people think. I just think it is funny that they're like, doctor, and where do they go to school? In the United States, we all know the medical industry is compromised. Just like, it's just par for the course. And also I'm like, I feel like because she's a woman of color, maybe there's like a tinge of, sexism, racism going on there, xenophobia. But yeah, I mean, Pam Bondi, I'm like, okay. It also is interesting that these are women. I'm not gonna defend Pam Bondi. Don't make me defend any of these people. I don't care. They're all loyalists. They're all gonna just do whatever Trump says. I'm sure the Surgeon General is gonna I don't know, whatever. I mean, I'm trying to think about what she could
ban vaccines.
Do.
Literally, I don't know.
Literally
mandate the ingestion of bleach next time. I don't know.
Absolutely,
that's what they're worried about.
Get rid of the Surgeon General warning on all the things, specifically bleach, ivermectin, and the like.
100%, entirely possible. But anyway, so overall, people I think who aren't really paying attention are okay with this. Some people not frustrated the Maga movement. When you click the join button and become a tier 2 member, you get access to all of our weekly top 10 lists. What are you waiting for?